Good morning. Starting yoga in 2 minutes. I'm gonna start my Instagram. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm just gonna get my Instagram going and then we'll get ready to start. Okay, I'm typing my caption in on my Instagram. Good morning. Hey, Jerica. How are you? Good morning, you all. We're gonna start in just a minute. I'm just typing my caption here. Yes. Love you. Thank you, Jerica, for popping in. Good morning. Okay. All right. Okay, y'all, let's get started. Okay. So today, hi everybody that's just coming in. Hi everybody. We're doing total body yoga workout today. All right. So let's get started with some seated breathing. I want you to take your ring finger and pinky finger and touch them to the tips of your thumb. Let your other fingers extend out. Rest your hands on your knees with the palms facing upward. This is called your prana mudra, supposed to help with energy and health. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, blow it out. Another deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. One more deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out, and close those eyes down if you haven't already. And then just come back to your natural breath. Taking a few moments to center ourselves and get ready for our practice today. And while you're here, you can set an affirmation or an intention for your yoga practice or for your life. And the affirmation will start with I am, I will, or I choose. And breathe in that positive affirmation. Breathe in optimism and clarity. Breathe out pessimism and doubt. And on your next inhale, you can keep these hands in this position if you like. We'll just start rotating our head to the right side. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And if you're just coming in, thank you for being here. We're doing our total body workout today, so we'll be doing arm work, abs and core, thighs and glutes. You should feel it all over. And let's start rotating our head to the left side. Inhale back, exhale forward. Couple more times to our left. Head comes back to neutral. Release the fingers. Take the hands, bring them to the shoulders. Let's move our elbows backward. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows back and down. I always like to start with our neck rolls and shoulder rolls because that's where we hold a lot of our stress and tension. So let's just let that be the first thing we let go. Loosening up the stress we're holding there. And when you're stressed, you might feel like your posture is like this, like your shoulders are up by your ears. So we just want to release that right now. Let's do the same thing. Roll those elbows forward. Inhale. Exhale, release those shoulders, sweep those arms up with an inhale as you interlace those fingers above you and push those palms towards the ceiling. Nice, tall, straight back. Exhale, release the hands, start to twist to your right side. Left hand on the outside of right knee, right fingertips face the back of the room, and then bring your gaze over this back shoulder. Take an inhale, come back up to center. Interlace those fingers, push the palms away again. Exhale, twist to your left. Bring the right hand on the outside of the left knee this time. Left fingertips face the back wall. Bring your gaze over your left shoulder. Take an inhale, come back up to center, interlace those fingers, push those palms towards the ceiling again. Exhale, release the right hand down to the ground, bring your left arm up and over. Now take an inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring that left hand down, bring that right arm up and over, really reaching through those fingertips. Now remember, if you have trouble sitting cross-legged for a long time, feel free to release those legs out in front, or you can use a rolled up towel or blanket underneath your hips to give you some elevation. Let's inhale back up to center. Interlace those fingers again, push the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, release those hands behind you. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Roll those shoulders back. Chin lifts up towards the sky. Nice open chest here. Take some nice deep breaths. Yes, like I was saying, if you have trouble sitting in cross-leg position for a long time, you could put a rolled up blanket underneath your hips, and that'll give you some elevation and help open those hips up. You inhale, exhale, release those hands. Let's take first finger and thumb and bring them together as we stick those pinkies together, and start letting the hands roll off of each other as they roll towards your body. And if you've done yoga with me a few times, you know that this is typically what I do in my warm-up, more or less. I might add some things or take away some things. And let's move them the opposite way. This is another one of my favorite things because you can hear those shoulders popping too when you do this. Let's release those fingers, bring the hands to heart center, inhale. Let the hands press into each other as they lower down towards the hips, stretching those fingers and those palms. You want to make sure those wrists are nice and loose for a down dog. Take an inhale, exhale, release those hands. Let's do some cat-cow. So we'll come up to table position. Making sure our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. We'll take an inhale, roll those shoulders back, flip the tailbone upward, chin lifts up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the chin down to the chest, bring your tailbone underneath, kind of tucking your tailbone under and rounding your spine. So we're arching our spine as we inhale, bringing the chin up. Exhale, bring the chin down, round the spine. I just want you to move in and out of those two positions at your own pace with your own breath. And remember, as we're going through our practice, to listen to your body. If anything feels painful or it feels awkward on your body, feel free to rest. The important thing in yoga is to meet your body where it is. Not forcing yourself to do anything that's uncomfortable. A couple more times, move through our cat-cow. And that being said, don't feel like you have to do each pose fully. I'll provide modifications, and feel free to use the modification if you need to. Let's bring our spine back to neutral. Let's pull our body forward to up dog. Letting those hips fall down, pressing into those hands, rolling those shoulders down and back. And if you want to, you can bring those knees off the ground a little bit, stretching the front of your core some more. Since we're going to be doing a little bit of core work today, we want to get a good stretch here. And let's float our hips back towards our heels as we come to child's pose. You can let your knees be as close together or as far apart as is comfortable for you. Taking an inhale, lengthening. Exhale, melt your forehead down towards your mat. Let's get a quick shoulder stretch while we're here. If this is a little painful for you to have your hips resting all the way back towards your heels, feel free to bring your tailbone up somewhere. That's totally fine. And all I want you to do is take your right arm, thread it underneath your left arm, let your right ear and right shoulder come down towards the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, extend that right arm back out in front. Let's spread our left arm underneath the right. Left ear, left shoulder come down. Take an inhale. Exhale, extend that left arm back out in front. Let's make our way up to a standing position, moving through our down dog. Now, if your body isn't ready for down dog, all I want you to do is stay down on your knees and extend your arms out, come into puppy pose instead. If you're ready for down dog, go ahead and tuck those toes under as you lift those hips up and back, pushing the heels towards the ground and melting your chest towards your thighs. Letting the head relax, but still keeping it in line with the spine. And feel free to bend each knee. Feel free to alternate putting your weight on either foot. And we'll make our way up to a standing position. Just walk those toes up behind those hands. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to melt down to a forward fold. Nice deep bend in your knees in this forward fold. Feel free to grab your elbows and rock side to side, releasing the lower back. Release the elbows. Let's roll up to a standing position. Nice and slowly. Sometimes when we move too fast, you might get dizzy. Inhale those hands up. Exhale them to heart center. Let's take our hands, bring them down at our sides, and make sure those feet are underneath the hips. We're just going to roll down to forward fold and then roll back up to a standing position. So all I want you to do is start with your chin, then moving down on each vertebrae until you come down to a forward fold. And roll back up to standing. Let's do one more time. Start with the chin, neck, shoulders, moving down the spine. And roll back up to standing. Good. Okay, hopefully you're nice and warm now. If you want to take a sip of water, you can. Just to wet your whistle. Alright, and we'll warm up with the sun salutation. Starting at the top of our mat, palms facing outward. Letting those shoulders be relaxed. Getting nice and grounded through the feet. Really feeling your yoga mat underneath your feet. You can even think about gripping your mat with your toes. And slight bend in your knees. Just keeping those knees soft. Let's sweep those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, fall down to a forward fold. You can grab your elbows or let those fingertips come to the ground. Inhale up to your half lift. Fingertips straight on the ground, or you can place the hands on the shins. Flat back here. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down in front of the feet. Step or jump back to plank. If you need to modify, drop down to the knees for modified plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, you can lower all the way down to your belly or down halfway, depending on what your challenge level is. And we'll inhale up to either cobra, just peeling the chest off the ground, or up dog, straightening those elbows, rolling those shoulders down and back. And we'll make our way back to our down dog. But if you prefer your puppy pose instead, feel free to stay in puppy pose. And we'll just take some breaths. On your next inhale, bring your gaze up in between your hands, and you can step or jump those feet up behind those hands, and you'll inhale back up to your half lift. Exhale, lower back down to your forward fold. Roll up, bring those arms with you. Inhale. Very small back bend up here as your hands hit at the top. Exhale, those hands to heart center. Good. All right, let's move into our next sequence. Sweep those arms up, inhale. Exhale, melt back down to your forward fold. We're gonna make our way back to a down dog. Inhale, lengthen back up to your half lift. Exhale, plant those hands down in front of the feet. And let's just step straight back to our down dog. Taking a couple breaths. Pushing through those arms. Now we're going to get our arm work today by our vinyasa and by holding our down dog. And your vinyasa is what we did earlier when we lowered down to our belly and we pushed up to cobra. Now from our down dog, let's take those feet, step them up behind the hands, and this time I want you to bend into those knees, bringing those thighs parallel to the ground. Making sure our weight is shifted into our heels, we're going to sweep our arms up as we come to chair pose. Again, making sure your weight is in your heels and that belly button is pulled back to your spine. Inhale in your chair pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And then I want you to twist to your right side, hooking that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Inhale in your revolve chair pose. Exhale, come back to center. On a step, this left foot back, landing on that back toe. Staying up on the back toe if you can, but if you need a little more support, rotate the back heel down flat. We'll sweep the arms up, coming to high lunge. Should feel those glutes working, the hip and the legs. Go ahead and rotate that back heel down if it's not already flat. Bring those arms out wide, straighten the front knee. I just need take a little breath. I'm already tired. Take an inhale. Exhale, I want you to come to Revolve Triangle. So this back hand is going to pivot down on the inside of our right foot. Now if your arms aren't quite long enough, grab yourself a book and use that book as a yoga block. Right arm extends up towards the sky. This is a little much on your hips. I am very okay with you bending that front knee just to help you reach and help you get there. And let's come back to a standing position. Bring those arms back out wide. Inhale. Let the palms face down. Bend into that front knee. Exhale. Come into warrior two. Check the alignment of those arms. Inhale into warrior two. Exhale. We're going to rest this back hand down. Flip this front palm upward. Scooping up and back for reverse warrior. Letting this back hand start to extend down towards our calf. Trying not to rest this back hand on our knee. Really reaching through this top arm. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill those hands down on either side of the foot. Step that right foot back, come to plank. Remember, if you need to modify to drop down to the knees, this is when we'll move through our vinyasa. If you want to make it harder, you lower down just halfway. And inhale up to up dog. But feel free to come all the way down to the belly and just slightly lift up for cobra. Then you'll make your way back to your down dog or your puppy pose. Take one more breath. And we'll take those feet, bring them back up behind the hands. Inhale here. Exhale, bend those knees, bring those thighs parallel to the ground again. Sweep those arms up as you come to chair pose. Inhale your chair pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Let's bring that right elbow on the outside of left knee. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Step back to this right foot. Sweep those arms up, come to high lunge. Remember to rotate that back heel down if you need to. Shoulders are relaxed while arms are extended up. Start to straighten that front leg. Rotate that back heel down if it's not already flat. Arms come out wide. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to pivot this back hand down on the inside of the left foot. Left arm extends up towards the sky. Remember to use your book for support if you need it. Remember to bend into this front knee if you need. Let's come back up to standing. Bring those arms back out wide. Inhale. Exhale, bend into this front knee. Back hand rests down on the back leg. Left arm scoops up and back. Remembering not to rest the hand on the back of the knee, but trying to slide it down towards your calf. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill those hands down to either side of the foot. stepping that left foot back. You can drop down to the knees and take a break if you need to, or you can move through your vinyasa. Chaturanga, cobra, puppy pose, or up dog. Puppy pose or down dog. Remember, if you need to drop down to the knees, now's a good time. We'll take a couple more breaths in our down dog and move on to the next thing. And when you're ready, we'll walk that left foot in a half step as we start to extend that right leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, we bring our knee into our chest as we step that foot up in between our hands. Rotating that back heel down. We're going to come up to warrior one. So knee is nice and aligned over our ankle. We have a line from our front heel to the inside arch of our back foot, and we sweep those arms up for warrior one. Take an inhale, warrior one. Exhale, drop those arms out wide, come to warrior two. From here, we'll move into extended side angle. Let's take an inhale, straighten that front leg, let our hands meet at the top. Chest is square at the front knee. This is just to kind of take a break off of our leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, go ahead and come back to warrior two. We'll flip this front palm upward, resting the forearm above the knee. This left arm is going to come up and over our ear for extended side angle. Now you can stay just like this, or if you want a little more, we're going to bring our bottom arm out and let our hands meet. Really difficult challenge here. Challenging our core. Inhale. Exhale, bring those arms back out wide, coming back to warrior two. Now from here, we're going to straighten our front leg, letting both toes face the left side. I'm just going to come around this way so you can see what I'm doing. We'll inhale those arms up. Exhale, come down to your wide leg forward bend. You can have a book here for support if you need it, or if you're okay with coming down lower, go ahead and bring those hands flat. Letting that head come down more if you want. Now from here, we'll push into these hands coming up to a half lift in our wide leg forward bend. This left hand is going to come towards the center, and we'll extend our right arm up towards the sky. Now, if you really are feeling like you want to challenge yourself, if you want to do more than what you're doing right now, you can let this left forearm come down to the ground and then extend the right arm up towards the sky. Just a couple more breaths here. And hands come back down to center. Hands come to the waistband, deep bend in the knees as you come up to a standing position. Let those right toes face the front of your mat. Bending into the front knee, coming up on the left toe. We'll sweep our arms up for high lunge. I'm going to come back to my original position on my mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, bring those hands down on either side of the foot. Step your right foot back as you come to plank. You can take a break, or you can move through your vinyasa. Take some breaths. If you need to drop down to the knees, you can do that now. You can do that at any time. Just remember, if you need a break, it's totally fine. Nobody's judging you for taking what you need. Couple more breaths. And when you're ready, we'll walk our right foot in a half step. Extend that left leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes into chest as you step the foot up in between the hands, rotating that back heel down flat. Sweep those arms up, coming to warrior one. Inhale into warrior one. Exhale, drop those arms out wide as you come to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front knee, chest is square at the front leg, hands are at the top. Exhale, arms come back out wide, bending into the front knee again as you come back to warrior two. Left palm flips upward, forearm rests above knee, right arm comes up and over. Staying here, or if you want more, letting those hands meet above you. And release those arms back out to warrior two. Let's straighten that front knee. Both toes face the right side of our mat. Sweep those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, fall down to your wide leg forward bend. Staying up as high or coming down as low as you like. Now this time, we'll inhale up to our half lifts. Let the right hand come towards the center. Let the left arm extend up towards the sky. Staying here. If you want more, you'll come down to the forearm, which is optional. Inhale. Exhale, bring that left hand back down to the ground. Take the hands, bring them to the waistband. Deep bend in the knees as you come up to a standing position. Left toes face the front of your mat. Bending into the left knee, coming up on the back toe, sweeping those arms up for high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down to either side of the foot. Left foot steps back as you come to plank. You can take a break or you can move through your vinyasa. Couple more breaths in your down dog or your puppy pose. Second inhale. Exhale, drop down to those knees. Take a quick water break. I need a water break. And then when you're ready, you can make your way back up to your down dog or your puppy pose. Now from here we're going to move into three-leg dog. So if you are in your puppy pose, I want to show you a modification. For the modification for three-leg dog, all I want you to do is extend your right leg back. Knee comes in towards your nose. And you'll do this down in this kneeling position like this if you prefer a modified version. If you prefer a full version, we're all the way up in our down dog. And we'll take an inhale. Exhale, fold our body forward and bring our knee in towards our chest. So pick whichever one works for you. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward. And come back to your down dog or back to your puppy pose. And from here, we're moving into a fallen triangle. So I want to show you a modification first. So if you're up in your down dog, you can just watch me first. So if you're doing the modified version, if you like coming to this position from puppy pose or down the table, all I want you to do is take your right knee. It's going to rest on the ground, kind of up towards your right wrist. This left foot will extend out to the side. Your left arm is going to extend up towards the sky, and you'll just kind of reach back with your left arm. That's all it looks like. This looks like this. Now, if you're doing the full version with me of falling triangle, I want you to come up from your down dog. Right leg extends back. You're going to bring your knee in towards your chest, but then this foot is going to extend out towards the left side. You're up on the side of this foot. Left foot is flat. Left arm extends up and back for falling triangle. Now, I'm so hot. This is hard work. If you haven't done it already, let's go ahead and get there. Option 1, you're down on your knees. Option 2, right leg extends back. Step through. Coming up on the side of that right foot. Left foot is flat. Left arm extends up and back for falling triangle. back to, you're gonna come down to a table position if you're not already there. If you were up in your modified version, just come back to table. And then I want you to step your right foot up in between your hands. Sweep this arm up, come into low lunge. These arms up, come into low lunge. Both arms. Take an inhale in your low lunge. Exhale, bring those hands down on either side of the foot. And then I want you to come back to your table position. And all I want you to do is extend your right arm out in front and extend your left leg back. Now, if this is a little much for you to do your arm and leg, you can do just your leg. If you're here and you want a challenge, I want you to extend this right leg back behind you. And take an inhale. Exhale, release hand and foot back down to the ground. We're coming down to our belly now. And we're going to move into bow pose. So, modified version for bow is just doing one leg at a time. And if you want to do full bow, you'll do both legs at a time. So modified version looks like this. You're on your forearms, gonna bend at your right knee, reach back with your right hand, pulling the ankle away from your body. If you're down for full version, bend at both knees, grab both ankles, pull both ankles away from your body. So pick whichever one works for you, and when you're ready, come into your position, your bow position. If you don't like this at all, feel free to not do it. I'm okay with that. Inhale, exhale, relax, and we're gonna move back to child's pose just to counteract that back bending we just did. Take one more breath. And float your body back up to table position. We're just doing this sequence one more time on this other side. I know I'm putting you through a lot, but that's okay. Remember the modifications. If you're coming from down in table position, remember you can just extend this leg back and then tuck it in towards your knee. If you're coming to full version with me, extend this left leg back, inhale, exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back one more time. And if you're modifying, bring that left knee down. If you are doing the full version, left foot steps through. On the side of the foot, reach this right arm up and back. Inhale in your falling triangle. Exhale, lower your right hand down. Step this left foot back again as you come to table position. Step this left foot up in between the hands, and we'll sweep these arms up for low lunge on this side. Inhale in your low lunge. Exhale, bring these hands down on either side of the foot. Left foot steps back. Now we're going to balance on this other side. Left hand forward, right leg back, or just right leg. If you want to challenge, reach this left hand back behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back to a table position. Let's come down to our belly, moving into bow pose one more time. If you want to modify in your bow pose, we'll do the other side, the opposite side that we did before. So right forearm, rest down, bend at the left knee. I have to remember which side I was doing. Bend at the left knee, grab that left ankle. You're modifying this way. If you want to do the full version, come down to the belly, bend at both knees, grab both ankles, reach them away from your body. Taking some breaths here, letting those organs get a massage. Inhale, exhale, release. Let's float our body back to child's pose. Couple more breaths. And we'll float our body forward. Let's come down to a seated position. Bringing those feet out in front. I just have one more thing for you, one more strengthening thing for you, and then we'll start cooling down, okay? All right, so let's move into our boat pose. So for boat pose, option 1, hands are down by the hips, feet are off the floor. Option 2, you can let these hands come out in front. Now, we're gonna move from boat to low boat. If those hands are behind you, we're lowering these legs down and then coming back up this way. If your hands are out in front, we're doing the same thing. So we're just gonna do 5 of them. And when you're ready, we'll lower. 1, 2. If you need to stop at 3, that's okay. 3. If you wanna do 2 more with me, let's do 2 more. 4. And 5. Go ahead and relax those knees down. Catch your breath for a minute. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Whew. When I said total body workout, I meant total body workout. Legs are gonna extend out in front. Let's sweep those arms up with an inhale. Exhale, lower down to your seated forward bend. Now don't feel compelled to be able to reach your feet. I always say that if your hands just reach your shins, that's fine. If they don't even reach far that far, that's fine. Everybody has different range in different areas. Everyone's body is different. A couple more breaths in your seated forward bend. Let's roll up to a back up to a seated position. Let's bring those legs out wide. Sweep those arms up on the inhale. Exhale, I want you to lower your right arm down and reach towards that right foot with the left hand. Just reaching towards it. And a nice stretch in those obliques. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, lower the left hand down and reach for the left foot. Come back up to center again. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to reach down towards the center, leading with our chest. So just let those arms fall wherever they fall. Feel free to walk those hands out a little bit more if you want to. I always need a lot of stretching on the inside of my thighs and in my hips. Because I do like to do a lot of running, it could take a toll on your hips really quick. And if you can, try to think about pointing those feet back towards your body, and you'll start to feel that in your legs and maybe even up in your hamstrings. Couple more breaths. You're going to start to walk your hands back as you come back to a seated position. Let's bring those legs together. I want you to bend your knees, bring the feet flat on the ground, and then let both knees fall over to the right side. But I want the top of your bottom leg for the foot to kind of rest on the knee. So it should look something like this. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Or if you want a little more, you can let the bottom foot tuck on the inside of the hip. Again, only if that's comfortable. And then I want you to let this left hand come on the outside of the bottom knee as the right fingertips face the back wall, and you'll look over that shoulder. Nice spinal stretch here. Spinal twist, I should say. Take a couple more breaths on this side. We'll take an inhale. Exhale back to center. Releasing those knees, bringing the feet back flat on the ground, and then let's let the knees fall over to the other side. Again, that bottom foot can rest on the top of the other knee, or if you have the capacity to do so, you can tuck the foot on the inside of the hip. And then let that right hand come outside the bottom knee. Left fingertips face the back wall. Bring your gaze over the back shoulder. Take a couple more breaths on this side. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Release those legs, bring those feet flat on the ground. Take our hands, wrap them around the knees, and we'll slowly roll down to our back. And to start, you can just hug your knees into your chest. Massage that lower back a little bit. And then we'll release those knees, bring the feet flat on the ground. We'll come to our bridge pose. Hands rest down at the sides, walking those feet in until you feel the heels with the fingertips. Making sure that lower back is flat on the ground. We'll start to lift our hips off the ground, come into bridge pose. And you can stay here in your bridge pose. If you want to challenge, you can take those arms, extend them back behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll back down, one vertebra at a time. Take those knees, hug them into your chest. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, releasing those feet. Bringing them flat on the ground again. All I want you to do is take your right leg, extend it up towards the sky. Grab behind your right thigh and just pull it in towards your chest. Just until you feel a good stretch. This leg might tremble, that's totally okay. Just means you're really working and stretching those muscles out. Inhale. Exhale, release the leg. Bring the foot flat on the ground again. Let's do that on the other side. Left leg extends up. Both hands behind that left thigh. Pull it in towards your chest. Trying to keep that foot flexed if you can. Inhale, exhale, release the left leg, hug the knees back into the chest. This time keep your right knee hugged in as you let the left leg rest on the ground. And then I want you to take your right arm, extend it out to the side as you use your left hand to pull your right knee over towards the left. Now your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or over towards that extended arm. Feel free to stay right here. If you want to do more, you can bend this bottom knee, grabbing that ankle with the right foot. Come into diamond pose. Take a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Bring those knees back into the chest. We'll move into that on the other side, keeping our left knee hugged in. Right leg rests on the ground. Left arm extends out to the side. Right hand pulls the left knee over to the right. If you want more, bend that bottom knee. Grab the foot with the left hand. This is probably my favorite pose of all yoga poses. I can just immediately feel my body start to relax when I'm in this pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, hug those knees into the chest one more time. And we'll get ready for our final rest or our Shavasana. If you want to stretch anything else out, you can. If you want to lay down for your Shavasana, just come to corpse pose. Letting those feet come towards the corners of your mat and your arms rest at your sides. And if you want to sit up, feel free to sit up. Either way, just get in a comfortable position. And we'll start to take some of those cleansing breaths like we did at the beginning of class. We inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. And come back to your natural breath. Letting go of any control over the breath. Just taking a moment to really feel the movement of your body as your breath comes in and out. Letting go of any outside thoughts and just bringing your mind back to focusing on your breathing each time it wanders off. Come back to the breath each time. And now I want you to visualize a sacred space. It could be a made-up place. It could be a field. It could be a room, a coffee shop, just your favorite quiet place. A place where you feel safe. A place where you feel as if nothing can harm you. And as you're here in your sacred space, really appreciate the peace and calm and quiet you have here. You're happy here and you are relaxed here. No one can judge you here, and nothing can harm you here. When we move through our lives, there are many things around us that can harm us. Many things around us that cause us chaos and sometimes turmoil. And when you find yourself experiencing this in your life, you can remember your sacred space. Remembering that it's always in you. And that if any time you feel that there's chaos and noise around you, that you can bring yourself back to your sacred space at any time, at any moment. There is a peace within you that cannot be disturbed, and that is in your sacred space. And on your next inhale, come back to the room by wiggling your fingers and toes. Just coming back into your body, back into the current space you're in. And when you're ready, if you're laying down, you can roll over onto your favorite side, just using your arm as a pillow. Taking a moment here for gratitude. Telling yourself, thank you for doing something good today. For doing something good for those around you. And if you said an affirmation at the beginning of class, just take this time to revisit and remember that affirmation. And when you're ready, you can roll up to a seated position. Palms facing upward for receiving or downward for grounding. And together, my friends, we'll take an inhale, gathering up all the energy we've created around us. Exhale, bring it down to heart center. Thank you all for being here, for sharing your time, your energy, your space with me and with those around you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you. I'll upload this to YouTube if you want to do it again. We did it today. I was sweating today, okay? It was real. So I'll upload this to YouTube. If you want to donate, you can donate to my Cash App or Venmo. DJ Nico Marie is in the comments for you. And I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Peace. Bye.